I'm Pippa, a working actor and the British acting coach here on YouTube. Before you start your next monologue in your next audition, I want you to do these 5 things. Number 1, know what colour eyes the character you're talking to has. Are they brown? Are they blue? Are they wearing mascara? Have they got an eyebrow piercing? Are they filled with tears? Do that detailed work and really connect with the eyes of the character you're talking to. Number 2, know exactly how tall or short that person is. If they are up high and you're in fact the higher status character, but you're looking up at someone, you're going to have a very different attitude than if you're a higher status character and you're looking down at someone and you're actually giving them a bit more of a bollocking that way, right? Maybe I shouldn't say bollocking here on YouTube. And I've absolutely underestimated how little time I have on a short. So if you want to find out the other 3 things, I'm going to make them into a longer form video on my YouTube channel this afternoon. So keep an eye out for that and good luck in all of your auditions.
Well, I'd better record the rest of the video then, hadn't I?
Life right now is a movie. Yeah. Wish the soundtrack was groovy. Too bad I'm frustrated, I'm moody. Yeah. Just need a happy ever after. Guess this was kind of fun when it all started going down. Walking around in PJs, nap on the couch, watching TV all day and spending time inside the house.
So the first 2 things that I mentioned in my short earlier included eye colour. Know what colour eyes and what the eyes of the person you are talking to look like. They could be asleep in a bed, in a coma. They could actually be not looking at you at all. All of that is going to have an impact on how you deliver your lines, and seeing the person you're talking to is believing, I guess. We need to see as an audience that you are truly connected to someone, even if there's no one there. I know, it's silly, it's ludicrous, but that's what we do as actors. We pretend we're talking to people and we pretend we're being someone else. Be specific, know who you're looking at and what their eyes in particular look like and are doing. What was the second thing? The second thing that I'd like you to be aware of before you start your monologue is how tall the character you're talking to is. So I feel like this is really hard to word. How tall the character you're talking to is. How tall is the character you're talking to? How tall are they? I'm just going to say your character. And when I say your character, I don't mean the character you are being. I'm talking about the character you're talking to for the remainder of this video. So know how tall your character is. Are you looking at someone who is 6 foot tall and actually your character's telling a story about how they've often felt inferior, in which case looking up at someone is going to exacerbate that feeling of inadequacy. Exacerbate. I think I'm trying to say exacerbate. I'll look that up in my dictionary in a moment. Be aware of that sort of thing and use that to your advantage in your storytelling. If you want to come across as a weaker character in a monologue, surely whoever you're talking to, you would position slightly higher, because what that will do is actually make you look like a lower status straight off the bat. A director and a DOP will think this through when they're piecing together a film. And so I think it's important to remember, what's your eye line say about the story you are telling and the character you are portraying? The third thing I want you to think of before you start your monologue is the character that you're talking to, your character, listening to you. Are they actually looking at you intently and giving you all their focus and nodding along and absolutely with you on this storytelling journey? Or are they actually just like not bothered and they are just looking around and they're like, yeah, okay, I don't know why you're telling me this. What are they doing? That again is going to impact how you deliver your next line, thought by thought by thought in that monologue. Do that detailed work. See them reacting accordingly as you go through the monologue. Quite often we are never giving somebody our entire full attention. So think about that and let it affect you as you go through the speech. Fourth thing I want you to think about, one of my favourite things to do, become the costume designer for your character. What are they wearing? Is it a green t-shirt and jeans and their smart shoes that they got for Christmas last year, or that you got them for Christmas last year? I don't know. Are they in their pajamas or their dressing gown, in their slippers, sipping a cup of tea? Think about what they are doing, because again, that's going to impact how they react to your story. If you've just barged into your character's house and they're in their pajamas and they're kind of, cold in the morning, half asleep, again, it's going to change the way that you do your monologue to that person. So think about what they are wearing. How does that affect how you talk to them? If you're fully dressed and they're in their pajamas, you might feel even more awkward because you know you've just barged in on their breakfast. Really do think about these things. It's real fun that you can have with your character. And I don't mean this character, like I said, I mean the other character that you've got to design and create for yourself. If you do enjoy my videos and you do get value from them, please do give them a thumbs up. I know it sounds really silly and every YouTuber asks you to do this, but it really is important in showing YouTube that you like my content, and so that YouTube can also help you find more of that kind of content that you like and get value from. So it helps both of us in the long run, and I would really appreciate it. And the final thing, and this is probably the most important thing, it's absolutely not. Everything I've said is very important. But this is a very useful thing as well, because it's absolutely going to transform how you're talking to your character, and that is know where you are. If you're saying your speech to a character and you are in a university apartment or a flat, a block of flats, and you're in a shared kitchen and it's a mess and there's laundry piled up in the corner and all the tea towels are dirty and there's pizza boxes around and beers and bottles of, beer on the floor that are all empty or spilling over, and everyone's drunk around you and there's balloons and all sorts of crap everywhere, you're going to be talking to that person very differently than if you were in a very formal environment and actually maybe it's the service after a funeral, or you're at a wedding, or you are in a intimate restaurant with the person that you're talking to. Again, it's so much fun to think about all this detailing in your speeches, and I don't see it done nearly enough. You have got to think about every little detail in the scene that you are creating. If you can't imagine yourself in that situation and commit to that, how on earth is the audience going to believe that you're actually talking to someone and feel what you're feeling and understand the circumstances that you're in? The more detail you go into with this, the more detailed you will be in that instant. Because you'll know that there's a sofa there and the cat's asleep, and if the cat's asleep you might not want to wake them, so maybe you do talk a little bit quietly, or maybe it is 3 a.m. and you are a little bit drunk, so maybe you would be a little bit louder and but we should be quiet because everyone's sleeping, or whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how much more creative you can be with your choices, and how much more detail, even in those little snippets where I kind of demonstrated what to do, you can see that there's a lot more nuance in there.
But we should be quiet.
So enjoy character development, enjoy digging deeper and doing these things before you start your monologue. Give yourself a moment to just quickly think all of this up in your brain again and imagine it all. Trust me, it will help you with all of your auditions. It's just really good fun. It's why we do this, right? To imagine these things and feel these feelings and go somewhere else. So good luck in all your auditions. Good to see you again, and I'll catch you next time in my next video. Bye for now.
Can I speak to the director of life? Think he made a mistake with his design. This was supposed to be a comedy, not an apocalyptic tragedy. Everybody on the set is confused. This used to be fun, no, we're not amused. Casting the crew demand to be removed. Yeah.
Seriously.
We, you